Online safety for children is a priority for some lawmakers in Albany.
And today, our New York Capitol correspondent Elise Klein explains how. Elise, what can you tell us?
Renata, good evening. There are two bills lawmakers are pushing for here. One tries to protect children from addictive feeds, while the other tries to prevent children's online data from being sold without their consent. And this is a legislative measure that has support from the New York State Attorney General, who would serve as an enforcement role for parts of the legislation. She joined advocates and lawmakers earlier this week, calling for the bills to pass.
We have a responsibility to respond to crisis in the state of New York, and we want our children protected online, not monetized, not commoditized, and not at the expense of their mental health.
The two bills both try to protect kids online in different ways. One bill, the Stop Addictive Feeds Exploitation for Kids, or the SAFE Act, prohibits addictive feeds for minors without parental consent. If passed, it would also allow the private right to action, which means the Attorney General and parents could sue social media companies who violate this law.
We see the data is very clear that the algorithm is actually driving a significant increase in mental health harms to young people. The rates of self-harm, depression, self-esteem issues, suicidal ideations are just skyrocketing, all linked to the use of algorithms in social media feeds. We want to regulate that.
Another bill, the New York Child Data Protection Act, would protect kids under the age of 18 from having their data sold without consent. Senator Gennardes says it's critical lawmakers pass this legislation this session.
Congress has not acted in more than 25 years to protect kids online. It's up to us at the state level to step in and do the right thing and protect these kids.
This is a legislative measure that could potentially be taken up in the state budget. Now, policy in the state budget is not something that is uncommon, but it can be tricky as many lawmakers are opposed to policy of any kind in the budget. But at this point, it's unclear whether or not that could happen. Nick, Renata, back to you.